Let's pick right back up. This is episode 2 of Laravel 6 Beginners RESTful Controllers. So in the first episode, we implemented the first 3 verbs of a resource controller. Now, let's jump right in and start with the show view. If you missed the first episode, I highly recommend you check that out because this series really dives deep in teaching you Laravel. So let's jump right to it. The next step is to get this show view working. And as you've probably already figured out, we can actually continue to follow this form. Now we're going to run into a bit of an issue, and that is that we need a variable. So I'll show you how to actually have a dynamic variable in your URL. It's pretty cool. So let's jump into my routes file, and let's add this new route. I'll copy the one from the top, and this is going to be a get route, as designated here, and then it's going to be slash, and then the resource name, and then you have this curly bracket right around that. So we're going to go to slash customers, slash, and then curly bracket customer in singular. So we have our resource name is customers, plural, and then we have customer as singular. Okay, so what action are we going to hit? We're going to hit the show action. So in the show action, what are you supposed to do in the show action? Think of this page as the details page. If you just created a customer, you could click on it and it would take you to that customer's page and it would show you all of the details for that customer. Let's jump right in here and let's add this new method for show. So the first thing we need to do is figure out how to get the ID of the customer because we need to dive into the database again and grab a particular customer. Now we don't even know how to do that. So there's going to be a lot to learn just by implementing this show view. Let's start with how to actually generate these links. If we are in the index method, that is this one right here, I want to generate a link that I can click on the name and that would take me to that customer's resource. And again, that takes shape of slash customers slash an ID, right? In that case, it would probably be ID of 1 because this is the very first record that we created. So let's jump back here and figure out how to get that done. I will actually wrap this name inside an anchor tag. And again, we'll output the name inside the anchor tag. So we need to go to slash customers slash, and now we need the ID. Well, no problem. We can use Blade again. And we can say, give me the customer's ID. Now, the reason why we used that curly bracket notation in the route file is to let Laravel know that this is going to be a dynamic URL. And it's not actually looking for the exact string of customers, but rather we are looking for whatever comes after the slash. So we're looking for a slash customers and then a slash. And then everything else is just going to be put in a customer variable for us. But we actually need to accept it. And how do we accept it? Right here. Right in the show view, we can say, okay, give me the customer. Now this customer right here matches up with customer right here. And to prove that that is actually working, I will simply die and dump customer at this point. Okay, so we've done all the legwork. If I hit refresh, now these are links and they are clickable. Notice down here in my browser, when I hover over 1, you get 1 and then 2 and then 3. Okay, so now if I click on that, there's my die and dump and we see 1. Now, if that was anything else, that would just pass that through. So it's not restricted to just something. So do keep that in mind, but we'll say 1. 1 is the ID that we're actually looking for. Okay, so how do we go into the database and grab this record? Well, we haven't really learned how to do that just yet. So let's do it. Let's just dive right in and actually make it happen. We'll say customer equals, and then we'll grab our model again. We'll say app customer, and I want you to find the customer. However, I want to name this customer, and this is customer as well, so it's not really going to work. So you have 2 choices here. You could either rename this one to something else, or we can rename the actual route to maybe customer ID. Why don't we do that? We'll say customer ID. Let's go back into my web and actually rename this to customer ID. Okay, let's see what happens now. I will die and dump my customer at that point, and let's see if we can get that back from the database. Hit refresh, and sure enough, you see that we get an instance of customer, and if we open the attributes, we have our customer. How simple is that? Pretty cool stuff. So, okay, so now that we have that, Well, we need to follow the same stuff. We need to go ahead and return a view, and that's going to be inside the customers directory, and this is going to be .show. Okay, let me go ahead and create that right now. We'll add a blank file for show.blade.php. Inside of here, again, we'll have an h1 tag, and we'll say customer details. And then very quickly, let's go ahead and add a strong tag here for name. And then in a p tag, let's go ahead and output out my customer name. And then we'll do the same thing for the email. Okay, p tag, we'll output out customer email. And again, we need to pass in the data into our view. So we'll go ahead and hit compact with customer. Okay, let's hit refresh. And sure enough, we have our customer details. It would be nice to maybe have a back button. So let's do that now. Very quickly, let's add another anchor tag here to /customers. And we'll say back. Maybe we'll put a less than sign. Whoops, let's actually put that in a div. So that way it has its own line. There we go. Again, it doesn't look very pretty, but it'll work. So we can go back, we can go forward into each one of these customer details. And just like that, we've been able to do that. But now we have a bit of a problem, and you may have not realized this just yet, but what if somebody goes in here and types in 10? Customer with ID of 10 obviously doesn't exist. But when I get that, I get this huge blow up. And what is actually happening is that Laravel is continuing and trying to load this view, even though it doesn't have enough data because there is no record by the number of 10. Now, one quick fix that we can do on this is that instead of find, we can do find or fail. Find or fail, if it's not able to find the record, will give you the proper not found 404 HTTP error code. And that's really what you're looking for. Let me hit refresh, and now we get a 404 not found. Very easy. Now there's a bit of magic here, and I don't want to hold any longer because I want to show you what route model binding is. This is a bit of an advanced topic, but check this out. We can actually get rid of this entire line altogether, and I'll show you exactly how. This fetching of a single record is such a common thing that Laravel has something called route model binding, where it basically binds or glues together a model into a particular route. And we can do that by just simply following a very basic naming convention. I will go ahead and delete this line completely out of the equation altogether. Next, I will rename this back to just customer. I will take off the ID off of customer, and I'll go into my route files and make the same change. So now my route only has a variable of customer. Simply by putting in our model in front of customer, Laravel will fetch that record for us automatically. So we just have to say app customer, and that's it. From here on out, Laravel will actually fetch this customer for us. Don't believe me? Let me hit refresh, and we still get that 404, but if we go to ID of 1, we still have our customer. How cool is that? This saves you a ton of time. So Laravel will go out and try to fetch the record for us. Again, if it doesn't find it, it will give us the proper 404 response. Now, in order for this to work, a little bit of a caveat is the naming convention has to be there. This name right here has to match this name right here. It doesn't matter what it is. It could literally be something as long as the name here in your route matches the name of the variable right here. If it doesn't, then it's not going to work. Just to prove it, let me actually go ahead and change everything over to something. Now hit refresh and notice that everything still works. Now, if I was to actually undo this change and maybe keep this as customer, but in my route file is still called something, it doesn't work. The name absolutely has to match. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So customer right here in your routes file has to match with customer, the variable name that you use inside of this. So that's how that works. Very easy to use and extremely helpful. So up next, we have the edit route. This is the route that you would hit if you actually want to go ahead and edit a record. So let's go ahead and just implement that. It's going to be a get route, and it's going to be basically the same route we had for the show view, but we're going to tag on /edit. And then that's going to hit an action of edit. Okay, back into web, I'll copy this line, and we're going to do /edit at the end of this, and we're going to hit the edit method inside of our customer's controller. So inside of my customer's controller, let's add a new edit method. And this is a very simple method. All it needs to do is go ahead and return a view. Well, we do need our customer, so we'll fetch that the exact same way, but one thing at a time. We'll say this is going to be customer.edit, and then we do need our customer. So we can grab the exact same logic that we have here, and it's still going to work because remember, we have this variable name here that is named exactly the same thing as it was for our show view. So in our edit, we'll actually have our customer. So all I'll need to do at this point is just pass that through to my view. Now the reason why I need this is because I need to display the current user's information, or the current customer's information rather. So that's why I need the actual data. Okay, let's create that view. Customer, new, file, edit.blade.php. H1 tag will say edit customer details. And then in here, we need to have basically the same form that I have in create. I will go ahead and duplicate this, but like I said, I want to actually refactor this into as clean a code as we possibly can. I will go ahead and grab the exact same form and bring that into my edit view temporarily. This is going to hit a different action, and we'll talk about where it's going to go in just a second, but for now, let's go ahead and just put a hash. So we're going to have our name, but instead of old, I need to actually output out my customer's name. And then same thing for email. We need the one that is actually being passed in through our controller. Remember, in our controller, we're passing our customer straight through. So here, all we need to do is just output that into each of those fields. Now the button saying add new customer doesn't make any sense. We'll say save customer. How about that? And now, if we come back here, we'll need to add an edit button somewhere in my customer's detail. Customer's detail is the show view. So let's add a new div here with an anchor tag for /customers. And then I need the ID of the customer again. Now, luckily for us, we do have customer ID. So it's as simple as that, /edit. And we'll just name this edit. So now we have an edit button. And when we hit that, there we go. We can actually do that. So when we hit this save customer, where is it going to go? Well, back to the book again. We're going to submit a put or a patch request to /resource/ID, and that's going to hit an update method. This may be a bit confusing at first, the fact that there are two verbs in one route. Now, this is a choice here. I personally like patch, but put or patch, they are just about the same thing. There are some very, very subtle differences, and in most cases, the proper one actually is put. But I like patch because patch sounds more like what we're doing. We are patching a record. Putting a record actually sounds like an insert to me, but we'll go ahead and use patch. But keep that in mind that you can use either one. It really doesn't matter. All right, so back to PHP Storm. In my web routes file, I'll add another route here. And like I said, I will use patch, and we don't need that /edit, and that is going to hit the update method. Again, so a patch request to this URI, and that's going to hit the update action. Notice how easy this flow is, and that's because of this naming convention and the RESTful controllers. I promise you, if you stick with this stuff, it'll make development extremely easy and simple. So let's keep going with this patch request. So what do we need to do in the patch request? Well, it's going to be fairly similar to inserting a new record. The difference is going to be in this line right here. We're not going to create a record, but rather I need to update an existing record. So let's take it one line at a time. I will copy every single line out of my store method, and let's create a new update method right here, and I will simply paste that in. Now, in terms of validation, we are going to have to do some refactor because right now we have this duplication. I don't love it. We're going to clean it up, I promise. But now in terms of my customer, how do I grab my customer? Well, we already know how to do that. We can simply use route model binding again in my update field, and at that point, I will have a customer. So how do I update a customer? That's actually quite simple as well. We'll say customer, we'll call the update method on it, and to the update method, we'll pass through our updated data. Cool. All right, let's give this a go. I will hit refresh here, and when I save customer, it doesn't let me. And you may be wondering, what's going on? You're using a patch request, right? And the first instinct might be to jump into your edit view and change this right here to patch, right? Is that going to work? Let's find out. I'll erase that again, save customer, and what is all of this? That's crazy. Actually, patch doesn't work. It doesn't exist in the documentation for the form actions. The methods that you can use are either get or post. So how do we submit a patch request? To do that, Laravel has a cool Blade syntax that you can use, which is @method. To method, you pass in what you actually want it to be. So you're basically faking patch. Now, the reasons that we have to fake these different actions are a little bit outside of the scope of this particular lesson, but if you want some extra reading, go ahead and research why you can only use get or post in an actual form. Remember, I had erased it. So this needs to be /customers/ and then the ID of the customer. So customer ID. Let's give this one more try. And this time we do get validation errors. So how cool is that? Now let's go ahead and actually update this. I'll put my last name in, save customer, and there we go. It is updated right in here. Pretty cool. We are making great progress. So the very last thing we need to cover is the destroy, which is quite simple to implement. But this does require a little bit of magic because we still have this verb of delete. So it's not as simple as just putting in a link. But we'll leave that for part 3 of RESTful Controllers. I'll see you then.